Here we go. We're back at it. Had to take a little break, get me something to eat, review the film, make sure that you guys didn't have that horrible static, which it's clear that you did not. So we will continue. As you can see, I didn't even exit out of the game.
Let me see what you got. Yeah, these'll do just fine. Just fine. Alright now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try.
Alright, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna see. See what I mean? If anybody knows how I can fix that, please let me know. Because this game does it. Skyrim Special Edition does it. Ah. I'm overthinking it. It's just really annoying that it's doing that.
Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
Alright. You're still down here walking around?
Howdy.
Shoot, howdy, me. Saying howdy doody. I kind of hate that thing. The little keyboard pad thing on my laptop. I really should go in and turn it off because it gets on my fucking nerves. I've got a mouse. I don't need it. is he doing up here? Oh, I went too high. Huh. Oops. I did get one of them little bastards to kill himself. Alright. While I'm out and about, might as well walk over and get my Indiana Jones hat. Question mark. Making fun of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm still kind of hungry. Yeah. Smooth operator. But I can't play like that for some reason. It just bothers me. Sonny.
Howdy.
Easy pay.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out.
What the hell is your problem?
Oh, she's about to leave.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. Was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Hmm.
All right. If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Good Springs. I'd even set you up with a discount. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad, and they've got a lot of friends out there.
She gives me a discount, but I don't really buy anything from the bartender.
Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep, you'd get on their good side, but people around here wouldn't appreciate it one bit.
Trying to track down the people who attacked me. Know anything about them?
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor, by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back.
Why is that?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
So where are they headed?
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
Who was that man you were arguing with?
He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there.
Want me to take a look at your broken radio?
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world. And that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
Do you know about the
I
robot?
know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
You don't like him? Or what does he actually do around
Other
here?
than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
You don't like him?
It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
How long has he been in Good Springs?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
Good Springs get many visitors?
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
Anything interesting going on in the wasteland?
There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the coming dust-up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Tell me about the
The new
NCR.
California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, you name it. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin.
Why do you think the NCR and the Legion both want the dam?
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something.
What can you tell me about the Legion?
Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you see them. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't overrun the territory.
Mm-hmm. What you got for
Got
sale?
a special discount for you after what you done for us. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, you too.
Be careful out there.
Now, they're not gonna like this. But I got something needs doing. I may have put it away. No. Alright, just in case. We're gonna save. Make a run for it. Make it, make it, make it, make it, make it. Boom. How you like me now? How you like me now? Let's go see what's his nuts. Oh, I have plenty of time.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
I'm not an enemy if that's what you're asking.
Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. Let's say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan. You know how to play?
What are the rules to Caravan?
It's a two-player game, and the winner takes the whole pot. You build a caravan using the cards in your deck. The goal is to create caravan bids that beat your opponent's bids, so there's more strategy than luck involved. It's why you won't see Caravan in any casino. Too slow-paced. And more importantly, no house edge. Here, take this holotape. It goes into more specifics about the rules. You'll also need a deck, so take one of my spares. So, you feel like playing a game?
Where can I find more cards?
Just keep an eye out for them while you travel. I've found cards in old boxes or forgotten on shelves. Can find some for sale, too.
I don't have time right now, bro.
All right.
Did you know there was a man named Joe Cobb looking for you?
Yeah. He doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight.
Can you tell me anything about Good Springs?
I've never stopped here until recently. You're better off asking one of the locals.
What do you do around here?
Oh, sorry. I thought everybody knew already. I'm a trader with the Crimson Caravan Company. I'm, staying in town for a bit.
I see.
Did you want something else?
Why are the powder
My
gangers out?
caravan was on the return trip from California and heading back to the company branch in New Vegas when we got jumped. Not even a drop your weapons and hands up before the bullets started flying. We put up a good fight, but there was too many of them. I took a few of the bandits down before I ran, so I figure their friends are out for revenge.
What are you gonna do about the powder gangers?
I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own.
Need a hired gun? I'm available.
All I've got left on me are a handful of caps, but you get me out of this and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word.
It'll have to do
We
what
just
now?
end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board...
You don't think I can handle myself in a fight?
I was thinking of myself, actually. Who's gonna watch my back while I'm watching yours?
I'll ask around, see who I can round up.
Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Yes, sir. Now I'm gonna rob you blind. You should just, Although none of this stuff except for his chest is really marked as his, so I don't think any of this stuff is really his. It was all probably kind of here before he showed up. I'll take you out. All your shit. There's two ways we can do this, and the choice is yours. Or no, I don't know if the safe is... No, the safe isn't his. It's the gun, that's right. Those rounds are his. Over encumbered? Well, golly. Ghost Town gunfight. Yeah, you can either help the powder gangers, and depending on who you recruit for the townsfolk, you could fight all of them, you could fight just a couple of them. But what I usually do is I tend to get everything set up, and before actually coming back and talking to Sunny, I'll go help the powder gangers. Finish all their quests, because if you kill the powder gangers here right off the bat, all the other powder gangers in the world will be aggroed against you unless you're wearing a powder ganger uniform. And it's just really kind of annoying. Whereas if you do this, and then you go help if you don't do this, and you go help all the powder ganger quests and get their reputation up, you can come back and kill all these powder gangers, help the townsfolk, and the powder gangers actually won't hate you. I mean, they'll be leery around you, but they won't just outright hate you, because you've already earned enough reputation. I think. Don't quote me on that, because it's been a long time. Jesus. I guess they call this whaling it. Now, I had put a post on one of Juicehead's videos. For those of you that have watched my stream in the past, I'm a little upset with Bethesda over the Fallout 76 thing. That was the first game I streamed for. I got in on beta, played it for like the first month. I liked the game. It did have a lot of problems. My big issue is they lied to us up front about the stash. And then they went out of their way to resist. They were very resistant about increasing the stash capacity. And I know why. They wanted people playing more game. They didn't want people to scavenge. But, you know, they came out with a statement, 2 or 3 months ago while I was off driving a truck, wasn't paying attention, where they basically said, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. We realized that people wanted the larger stash, so we're going to give them that, but, the reason we resisted it so long is, a lot of times what fans think they want, they don't want. And I'm like, no, you promised it to us, you lied to us. It destroyed the Fallout feel for me, and now you're telling me that I'm too dumb to understand what I want. Not cool. Not cool at all. But, oh well. And, well, anyways, what I was getting to is, I had come out and said, I reacted to that immediately, and I wasn't very nice about it. I basically said everything that I just said now, that, they're insulting us by saying we don't know what we want, da 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 da. Actually, I'm gonna need, okay, never mind. Now, my thing is in a Fallout games, you're a scavenger. It's a scavenger horde game. And by horde, I mean everybody pretty much who really plays Fallout games. They go 90% of the fun is going and exploring the locations and scavenging and then taking them back to wherever your lair is and hoarding the stuff. When you make a game where we can't do that, it's upsetting because it's not a Fallout game. It's Borderlands in the Fallout universe with much, much worse first-person shooting capabilities. I can't speak today, but no, it pissed me off. And their excuse was like, well, we wanted it to be more real, where you would have to decide what you could carry and what you couldn't carry and what to keep and what not to keep. You know, but the thing is even in real life, you know, if I'm scavenging and I got my stash box, and I keep my stuff in my stash box, and that gets filled up, I'll get another fucking box. I mean, on that you can build as many stash boxes as you want. They're all connected. They all share the same capacity. You're just wasting your time. You know what I mean? In real life, I'd have 2 stash boxes if the first one filled up. So I'm not really having to make a decision on what to carry with me and what not. You know, that decision comes with my actual physical inventory. It doesn't need to be had with my overall supplies. And don't tell me the server can't handle it, because you had dupers and shit running around for the longest time with uncounted stuff. I mean, they ended up having to put an overall weight restriction. People would just wail around, you know, 30,000 pounds, you know, all kinds of crap. No, I didn't mean to come in here yet. No, I mean, I understand the argument, but it's a stupid argument. It makes no sense. It's not more realistic.
Howdy.
You can always have more boxes.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
Let's talk about the areas around Good Springs.
Sure. What do you want to know?
What other towns are nearby?
Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot.
NCR?
The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice.
What does the NCR keep you safe from?
Well, the wildlife for one thing, rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too.
What do you know about the other group?
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited.
Yeah, well, you're basically a Stan Lee character.
Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. The critters up there are big and poisonous.
Yeah, the cazadors. Yeah, they're poisonous and also almost impossible to kill without VATS.
If you want to know anything else, just ask.
I personally think they might be the toughest things in this game. I mean, the death claws, pound for pound, do way more damage and they're fast, but the cazadors are just hard to fucking shoot. They really are. Need to get to Prim's. Just a route?
Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can.
Little short on caps. Don't suppose there's any work available.
Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these.
A magazine and on locksmith?
If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you the edge you need.
And the bobby pins?
You'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap.
Alright, I gotta take a look when I have a
Always
chance.
happy to help someone down on their luck.
What do you do around here?
I hunt geckos, mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Good Springs, so wildlife is always creeping in.
Hey, I'm gonna help Ringo take on them powder gangers. Might need your help.
Say no more. I'm in.
Well, that was easy.
Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great.
Any ideas on how to convince Trudy to join
A
us?
silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help.
Would Chet be willing to give us his supplies?
I don't think give is in Chet's vocabulary. Even with the town at stake, he'd still make you barter with him.
How can I get Easy Pete's dynamite?
Easy Pete's pretty protective of his dynamite. You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before you handed it over.
I don't have one for Doc Mitchell.
I'll be waiting.
Trudy's not here. Nobody's here. I could steal that gun right now if I wanted to. But I ain't rolling like that.
Howdy.
Zeb ain't no thief. Know what I'm saying? So let's get started on this shit. Well, wait a little while. Might as well handle the schoolhouse and the boneyard while I'm up here. I mean, normally you do this stuff for her crafting quest, but it's easier to just grab the stuff while you're down there and get it out of the way, and then you can do this shit at your leisure. Well, this is embarrassing. I think I gotta sleep. I don't remember, because I don't remember how to level up. But I think I gotta sleep. That's how it was in Morrowind. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, then I'm gonna be like, okay. Didn't I pick up some BBs? I really just could swear that I had picked up some BBs. Right in here. Yeah, I got them. Picked them up. What's up, Easy Pete?
Howdy.
What do you know about Joe Cobb?
Bad trouble.
That's helpful.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Here you got dynamite. It would help us to beat the powder gangers.
Too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
Man, I'm familiar with the care and handling of explosives, dynamite included.
Uh-huh. Guess you know what you're doing. I'll go dig it up and get it ready. You'll have it by the time the fighting starts.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Right on.
Look at him.
What the fuck was that? That was weird as hell. We're gonna do science. Confirmed bachelor, heave ho. Lady killer retention. Oh, yeah, good. It seemed like he aggroed towards me. Anybody else get that vibe? I guess it just levels you up, you know? Like that's what I thought. I thought it was just supposed to pop up, but I guess because it's for some reason running so slow, it just wasn't gonna happen for me like that. Wait a minute, did I just see it wrong and there was... No, I don't see any BBs. Oh, yeah. View distance is terrible. I'm half tempted to show y'all my route to get to New Vegas right now. It doesn't involve going that way. It involves going that way. Yangtze Memorial. Y'all act like y'all didn't know. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Where you going? Yep, I didn't even have to rest. It's already turning daylight. Damn, my guy was doing some serious freaking smoking up in here. Let's go talk to Cobb. Gotta be careful, because every once in a while a giant rat scorpion will wander over into this area where see where my icon, how I'm kind of circling a general area. I've actually seen them aggro me all the way up into town. And they will kill the villagers. Old Sonny doesn't do a lot of guarding while she's inside the saloon. Let's go talk to Mr. Cab. See what he's got to say.
Hey, some entertainment finally.
The fuck? This is interesting.
Hey, some entertainment. What do you want? He's some trader who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. It'd serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo.
This area your territory?
It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots. None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
Never mind.
Yeah, forget about it.
What's going on the rest of the way?
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason.
Say I help you take over this town.
No. I got a funny feeling about you, and there's no way I'm trusting you to watch my back. Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important.
What do you know about the Legion?
I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while to die. I ain't saying I'm afraid of them or nothing, but I'll be staying out of their way. New California Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got troops all over the Mojave, but it's a big desert, so it's pretty easy to avoid them if you want. Yeah.
It was weird how he did that. Ah. You're the one causing all the hubbub. You've been following me around. I bet you're the one that set off Easy Pete. I don't know how. Didn't think you guys could follow us through doors. Alright. Let's see here. One mic. Oh, but it didn't work. What'd I just pull out? That's one thing I don't really do quite enough. I don't really have to put... Oh no! It's one thing I hated about this. Except for the place all is the same as the take all. Can't remember what Lad's Life does. Alright, now we're ready, guys. But we are coming to the end of our hour, and I'm going to save. And we'll pause it there. And we'll start up with the next one. Until then.